Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Whiteboard Wednesdays with Werner. So good to have you guys with us. And we also have Richard, our prop for the day.
Still, at school I played hooker.
So thank you, Richard. I mean, it's a good rugby reference, and if you don't know what that means, please go and have a look at who Bismarck du Plessis is. So Richard, today though we're going to be talking about data, well, not all data being equal. Right, so we're going to spin into that because it's really important in the world of data protection to understand the different makeup of data that's out there.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, let's kick it off. The first one is typically customer data, right? And is often referred to as data of record.
Yeah.
So maybe take us through what that looks like.
Okay. Typically, this is what most people consider data. This is what most people think about backing up. This is the data that we as a business take in, and this what we as a business retain.
Yeah.
It's our data. An example would be your customers' ID information or cell phone numbers. It could be transactional data.
Sales records.
Sales records.
Yeah.
It could even be internal data, like your project planners' project documentation.
Yeah.
So that's what we consider our traditional data sets.
So it's the recording of your data. It's data about the transactional level of your business,
Yeah.
your inventories, your sales, your purchases, all of that.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
type of data.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, this data can be stored in databases. It
Anything,
can be
yeah.
stored in flat files, and
File
obviously
shares and clouds and all sorts of wonderful
Okay,
things.
so we're not too concerned about how and where the data is stored. We're just trying to identify the type of data
Exactly.
and its relevance to the business, right?
Mm.
Now, once we've got this body of data, there's additional data usually
Yes.
in an organization, and I've heard the term, basically data for analytics or systems of analytics being referred to there. How do these two fit together?
Well, this sort of data, this data of record, is effectively it's intelligence for the data you've gathered now. It's
Okay.
intelligence. It's new business processes, new information that you have created based on the data you've gathered.
Okay, so analytics on this would be your kind of like your business intelligence,
Yeah.
your reporting. So it's effectively taking potentially the data from those systems of record or data of record, kind of putting it together, and you generating a new set of data that kind of gives you a more holistic view on the business.
Holistic view creates new insights into your business.
Yeah.
It's that information that can take your business further forward.
Yeah.
And you'll hear a lot of the buzzwords in the industry now. Your data lakes and your AI and modeling your customers and that sort of thing. That's what I guess would fall under that term data for analytics.
Data for analytics, perfect. So I mean, those two are very, very key, and they effectively the essence of the business side of things.
Yes.
But there's a very, very core part, or another kind of bit to this three-pronged approach, I guess, and that is referred to as metadata.
That's right.
But maybe explain the context of metadata in this world that we're talking about.
So metadata, for the most simple definition is it's your information about your information. Taking that further, we might consider how you build the systems that host your customers' products, where they're built,
Yeah.
why they're built, and how to rebuild it. And that's the most important thing. Without being able, you may have all of your data backed up, but if you don't know how to build it again, it's actually irrelevant.
Yeah. So this is effectively almost like the schematic
Exactly.
of your business configuration and the
Yeah.
data, how the data is configured in relation to the business process.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Certainly in our context.
yeah,
yes.
exactly, right.
In this data protection context, absolutely.
And these could be actually backing up physical machines. It could be,
Totally.
the underlying data that supports the actual business data as
Yeah.
well, right? Even though it might be an operating system or a configuration of an application, it's part of that, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
that's where we are. So Richard, I mean, I hope we've given the audience very briefly the core three categories on data that we certainly as data scientists look at the world, the lens that we have. And these are the areas that we're going to be talking about, why data protection is so important for all three of those areas. So now following, episodes that we're going to be talking around protecting this at scale, in huge amounts, and we're talking in the petabytes of data. We're going to be talking about some of the strategies for those different ones, and that's really what makes data sciences. It's a large part of our business is data protection, and the solutions that we've got, and that's why we're so interested in these things. And this is literally our bread and butter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. So thank you very much, Richard, for joining us again on Whiteboard Wednesdays with Werner, and also to you. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow our LinkedIn page.